Y'all might pull me. All right, hold on. Let me see if we live. Let's say we live. All right, we live. We'll be right back.
Throw your fist in the air one time and yell. To all my motherfucking people, by time we get them. If we ain't playing with this nigga no more, we wanna. It's gonna be cool, love, problem, but we out getting them. Cause it's a war going on outside. Yeah, there's a war going on outside. Nowhere to hide, no matter the risk you take to avoid it, you stick alive. The pride that's set aside, the divide us as individuals. There's guys in different ways that they burn down across ritual. The chemical, they drop from the planes and slowly killing us. And dropping a little more in Chicago to kind of speed it up. Keeping up, war on each other, keeping the sleeping job. Making things more harder for me while waking my people up. Giving up and in my credential, cause I done seen enough oppressing on my people. Now it's time to let these spirits up. Strengthen the mind and soon enough revolution spread. Opportunity to revolt without bloodshed. They kind of talk making the people scared, and they just praying that we don't conjure bringing that turner from the dead. But we ain't coming hunting for your heads. One word would be enough said. Give us some motherfucker. Now throw your fist in the air one time and yell. Yeah, they want us dead or in jail, but we coming for. Yeah, only time to tell when we prevail, we here, we taking up. Shit, cause it's a war going on outside. Yeah, now it's time we start cracking down on the oppressive task force. Let these people know it's equality, yo, it's war. Harder to understand for the people that can't relate. No matter the circumstance, speed, love, not hate or debate. Until you're gray, until you're blue in the face. No matter how you throw it up, it all come down to race for your weight, staring you dead in your face. You think you're a Terminator, wait till we activate. You will say your waiting days are over, the bold, the black man is in the fit, and we ain't going for shit. So don't try to put us to rest, the best, and our people is coming to fruition. And soon we'll be sufficient enough to optimize the system. Then it's time for some reconstruction. Make the system work for us in the time when I'll be living luxury. I can vision standing in their conference, break it down, not demands, be boys, break it like in the function. Now first off, all of our kids should be awarded full scholarships to colleges with proper GPAs, no matter what the curriculum. Also, we should be awarded all proper and necessary resources to build black and or other so-called minority banks, schools, hospitals, youth recreational centers, so on and so forth, which should be government funded to qualified candidates appointed by the people for the people. We also would like full and straight prosecution to those who continue to discriminate and therefore oppress against our people based on race. We want freedom. Freedom. Got a chance to get that freedom. Still fight for freedom. Throw your motherfucking fist in the air, yeah. Raise your fist, time and yell. Yeah, they want us dead or in jail, but we coming for. Only time to tell when we prevail, but here we coming for. Yeah, cause there's a war going on outside, nowhere to hide from them. Yeah, raise your fist in the air one time and yell. They want us dead or in jail, but we coming for. Only time to tell when we prevail, but here we coming for. Yeah, cause there's a war going on outside, nowhere to hide from. Peace, Smoove. Smoothest nigga in the game. Yeah. It's the war going on outside, nowhere to hide. Yeah. We want that motherfucker.
All right. Peace, and power. A bit for Houdier. Welcome back to the Warrior Scholar Show. I am one of your guests today. I go by Kofi Piesie. I'm a member of Team RBG, a member of Warriors, Mossy Warrior Clan, a member of Kofi Piesie research team. I'm a writer, an author, amongst other things. We got a special guest host in the building today. Son, please introduce yourself to the people.
Yes, sir. You know what it is. Sun Da GR8, the hard God correspondent. That is I and I. I'm an author. I'm a writer. I'm a motivational vocal expressionist. founder of Vengeance, put your V's up, and part of Team RBG, amongst other things. But I'm here to happy to be a co-host on Warrior Scholar Show with the honorable Kofi Piesie, and of course you see who we got right down here, man. Oh, I'm excited, boy. I'm excited. You know what I mean? Freedom. What?
Please, brother, introduce yourself. We got a special guest in the building today. Please briefly introduce yourself, my brother. You're on mute. Take it out. Let me take y'all. Hold on. Let me take y'all. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yeah, sir. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Well, my name P Smoove, aka the smoothest in the game, aka your revolutionary's favorite revolutionary.
No doubt. No.
That's a fact.
The smoothest ninja in the game.
That's right. That boy right there.
Well, we glad to have you on here. But before we get into the interview, you know what I'm saying? I got to go through my little thing of what a warrior is, what a scholar is, and then from my perspective, what a warrior scholar is. Let me pull it up real quick. All right. All right.
Yes, sir.
What a warrior is. A warrior is a warrior, a soldier, a combative, one who wages war, a person who experienced in warfare, broadly engaged in some struggle or conflict. A scholar is a person who attends a school or study under a teacher, pupil, a person who has done advanced studies in special fields, a learned person, a holder of scholarship, a person who studies in a subject of great detail, especially at a university. My perspective, when you put the warrior and the scholar together, you get a warrior scholar. A warrior scholar, from my perspective, is someone who is well-studied, waging war against mistruth, pseudoisms, and willing to stand on the battlefield against institutions and platforms that promote that. A warrior scholar is someone who is on a mission for the truth, for accurate and sound information. A warrior scholar is one who is disciplined, good character, morals, and willing to fight back against those who use misinformation dangerously. That's what a warrior scholar is. And today, our brother Pete Smoove is definitely a warrior scholar. He is definitely standing on the battlefield to liberate the minds of our people, right? So let's get into it, man. This first question, Pete, man, is this question gonna always be the same, man, for anybody that graced the platform, man. And since this is the Warrior Scholar Show, man, who are some of your warrior scholars? It can be somebody from the past or present, those who may have inspired your mindset or your music.
Shoot, that's an easy question. Really, it's actually a hard question. There's so many, but I gotta say, brother Malcolm X, what's my boy name? Leo Muhammad. Bro, it's just so many, man. It's so many. It's really kind of hard to narrow it down. But then you got like athletes, Muhammad Ali. I mean, pretty much all them athletes and comedians and actors back in those days, but like all of them, all the ones who stepped out and said something and just spoke about it, was able to articulate it without being so combative, just speak the truth, you know what I mean? So just mostly pretty much all of those people, you know what I mean?
No doubt.
So,
all right. Peace and power.
Though,
go ahead.
If you had a Mount Rushmore, though, right? If you had a Mount Rushmore and you had to take, let's say, two of the scholars and two of the musicians who affected you the most, you know what I mean? Who would you put on that Mount Rushmore?
Goodness, that's kind of, bro, that's even worse. You give me four? You give me four? Come on. I can't even, honestly, honestly, I gotta say, like, I really just can't give you Mount Rushmore because I can't say one without the other. So you like Francis Cress Wilson, what's my brother Phil Valentine, What's the other OG changed his name? Uh,
Kaba.
Kaba, yeah, Kaba come in.
Hiawatha, brother Hiawatha.
Hiawatha, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
yeah.
Him, shoot, Dr. Claude Anderson. It's so many, bro. It's really so many. I can't, like, that's not even fair. You can't even answer that question. I shouldn't
No,
even
no.
answer it. I shouldn't even answer it because you
But
can't
you
even
did,
answer
you
that
did.
question.
You blazed it. You blazed it. And I can hear Claude Anderson in your music. I can hear it.
Yeah. That Powernomics, man. That's something serious. That's something
Mhm.
we got to get on. We got to understand that, bro, because that right there can just take us. Like, one of the biggest things that he said that really stuck with me is when he said that without the money even circulate within our community, without our money circulating within our community, we would still be considered, like, if we were a nation, we'd be considered the ninth richest nation in the world. That's without the money even circulating. So imagine if we just did half. Imagine we did 25% of it. Imagine we did 60, you know what I mean?
Right.
80% of it, you know what I mean? We
Right.
did something like that, bro. We the next Jews. Well, we the real Jews anyway. We gonna show them where they're supposed to be.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
But yeah.
No doubt. Being born and raised in Montgomery, Alabama,
Mm.
a city deeply rooted in civil rights history. How has that environment shaped your consciousness and your creative expression?
I mean, it definitely. I mean, it's completely changed. Like, just coming up in Montgomery, Alabama, everybody know the roots about the civil rights. This is like the home of the civil rights. And
Mhm.
Dr. King churches out here, all of that. You know what I mean? So, like, I grew up around. My mom worked literally right. You could see Dr. King church from her office. You know, from my mom was working at the state downtown. So that seeing all those videos, they showed everybody the same video. We saw the fire hydrant, the dogs, all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? So, and then talking to my family that was involved in all of that. But a lot of my people on my my granddad's side from Selma. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So that's where they marched from, Selma, Montgomery.
Mhm.
So,
Right,
like,
right.
you talking about deeply rooted, bro. That's deeply rooted. So just hearing about those stories, of course, that plays every part of it. You know what I mean? It really plays every part. That's the biggest part about it, knowing that. And then, you know, it's like you can't, like what they say, certain things you can't unsee, you can't unlearn, and you can't unknow. Your whole everything changes. You know what I mean? Your whole mentality, the way you move, everything changes. You know what I mean? So yeah.
No doubt. No doubt.
Uh,
Um, Alabama, man, taunts itself as the birthplace of civil rights movement and now embraces the history of the boycott and protest
mm,
march. That's what a lot of people know. Does it
yeah,
still
exactly.
remain the most segregated in U.S. city, or is it still struggling as a racial equality today? And I wanted to ask that question is because I come through Montgomery. I done come through Alabama a lot. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm,
saying?
mm-hmm,
And
yeah.
I go straight through, bro. I go straight through, and I don't, just because of the things that happened in the past, we know, how segregated it was, and
mm-hmm,
even where I'm at here in Mississippi, man. But
yeah.
we heard a lot about Alabama and some stories over the past, and I hadn't heard none recently, but of me growing up and coming on, it's like don't stop in Alabama, keep going. So
Mm-hmm.
is it, what I'm saying, has it got better, what I'm saying, or is it still, y'all still struggling with racial equality and stuff down there?
I mean, systemically, yeah, of course, everybody is. But as far as that, bro, honestly, as far as back as I remember, we ain't never had to face no. I mean, it's the segregation, but we ain't never had to face like no crazy stuff. But it's segregated just by the living. Where people live. You
Mhm,
got the west side, you got the south side,
mhm,
you got the north side. Now the white people on the east side. You know what I mean? So you got little sprinkles here and there, but outside of that, it's segregated in that way. And but I mean, as far as dealing with like any sort of like racial inequality, other than the norm which we all face,
mhm.
it's nothing too much crazy. I mean, you seen what happened with the boat, the river boat.
Mm.
That's downtown. That's right downtown. That
I
right
forgot
about
all about that. I forgot all about
yeah,
that. That's right.
bro.
That's right.
That about 5 minutes from Dr. King Church.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
straight up, bro.
he
Like
had
for
his
real.
hand
So
on that.
hey,
He said I ain't do it while I was here,
yeah,
but
yeah.
now that I ain't here,
Hey,
let me give y'all a little something. Yeah.
that part. He probably sitting in that chair watching. But
Yeah.
but nah, bro. But yeah, it's not. I haven't really faced too much of that, honestly. Thinking about it, I've always thought about it. I'm like, I never really faced it, but there's too many black people out here for anything outside of just the normal systemic stuff. You don't see too much, like as
Yeah.
far as racism or anything like that.
Yeah. I used to just come
But
straight.
but but that's Montgomery. That's Montgomery. Now I don't know about now if you driving on a dirt road somewhere, then your ass should be there anyway. Unless you know some black folks that's out there. Unless you know it's black
Yeah.
people that are already out there, you
Yeah.
going, yeah, but
Yeah.
don't just be driving down on dirt road.
Yeah.
Right.
Now that I think about it, I was just up there. I had to go through there to get to South Carolina. We went to South Carolina back in January, so we stopped
Yeah,
and got something to eat. But we got in there and we got out of there.
Right.
yeah. Was it
Yeah. Go ahead,
a
son.
lit place?
Yeah, it was a lit
It was a lit
place.
place. Okay, well you cool in a
Yeah.
lit place. And don't go nowhere where they got a
Yeah.
flickering light. If you got one light and they been flickering, you shouldn't even be there. Don't even go. Like just don't even eat. Don't eat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We serve you, but we serve you a different way over
Yeah,
here.
that part.
That
We'll
type of thing.
serve you, all right.
Right,
We'll serve you on
right.
a platter.
You know what's interesting is that we're talking Alabama, we're talking Mississippi, right? So I'm from PA, Pennsylvania, and Philly's the big city,
The
whatever.
Black City.
Right. And
Yeah.
but we still deal with, like in my city, Reading, Pennsylvania, 6th Ward. We was dealing with a Klan church in the hood.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But to us, driving through Mississippi or Alabama is the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't stopping here. What are you talking about? Yeah, I think I got pulled over one time and I was like, oh man, hold up. Nah,
Man, yeah. Nah, that ain't no that sound like it shouldn't be there.
But we all go through that same situation, which is funny because you know what I mean. Like I can say I haven't seen the aspect of segregation or you know what I mean or integration affecting me in a certain way, but I have seen the systemic, you know what I mean, racism on a regular basis through the jobs and through the education and through the just the basic information of how to take care of yourself. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
What is given, you know what I mean, to the northeast side of Reading is what used to be the white side. It's now Spanish. It's all Spanish now. The whole city. You know what I'm saying? But that's how it used to be. And it's funny that when you said the east side, that's where they got the white folk. I mean, the east is what? East is where the sun raises. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, like, that's right.
So you know what I mean, and it's to the east backwards. You know what I mean, for X-Clan. So it's very interesting that they would stick. You know what I mean, the Caucasians. You know what I mean, the over there on the east, and everybody else all around that. So
that's how it is on the west side too. On the west coast, it's like all the white people on the west side because that's where the sun set. You know what I mean? So
so where it started, where it ends. That's where they. Yeah.
That part. Yeah, but that's about it, man.
Yeah. Man. Who are some of your earliest musical influence growing up in Alabama, and how did their sounds and message impact your evolutionary? I mean, your evolution as an artist.
You mean like artists from Alabama or just artists period?
Artists from Alabama, because even if it's outside Alabama, but Pacific Alabama as well, because you mentioned Doe B. You mentioned Doe B in one of your tracks. You wish you would have met him. So was he one of your influences? And outside, because listening to your album, and I don't listen to this album, I know at least 10 times prior to this thing, and every time I listen to the album, your album put me in a feel of Big K.R.I.T, you know what I'm saying? And
That's
I
right.
call Big K.R.I.T, you know what I'm saying, my country cousin. I call you my country
That's
cousin, you
right.
know.
That boy. Yeah.
So yeah. So I want to know, who are some of your, your musical influence, in Alabama and outside of Alabama, man.
Okay. Cool. Definitely the Dirty Boys. The Dirty
Oh,
Boys. They were just they from Montgomery. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Them
yeah.
cats, man. Them cats are man. I mean, just when they came out, it was so unbelievable. I remember everybody first heard it. It was like, yo, this is Montgomery. But yeah, so Dirty Boy for sure. Outkast, Goody
Oh,
Mob, 8 Ball,
oh,
MJG, shoot, Common,
mhm.
Most Def, Nas, bro. It's a yeah, bro. It's a. I mean, it's a pretty potent. It's a pretty potent list. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's a pretty potent list because I understand music and I listen to music differently. So yeah, it's a potent list though. But I can go on and on and on. But Alabama is really just Dirty Boys, and we had groups called like Deuce Conrads, but my music is far from all of that type of music. But yeah, Dirty Boys is the only thing that was my influence as far as Alabama goes. You know what I mean?
You definitely can tell that as well. Dirty
Yeah,
Boys influence, you know what I'm saying? Because it's, for me, sounding, it's a mixture of the pimp and the gangster, you know what I'm saying,
yeah,
and a mixture of Big K.R.I.T. So have you ever listened to Big K.R.I.T music, man, or
yeah,
you had never?
yeah.
Oh,
No, yeah,
oh,
no, for sure. Cause Big Crit, yeah, big Crit too. What I'm thinking about the people before I started rapping. As far as I was talking,
mhm,
but I was
right,
just talking like these are the people that influenced me before I started rapping. You know what I mean?
mhm,
Now if we talking about while I was rapping, then yes, for sure, Big Crit was definitely one of the favorites, and I'm more of a he was different too, Pimp C type swag, but then he came up with this David Banner type energy. You know what I mean?
mhm,
David
yeah,
Banner is another one, but
yeah, he's
uh,
from here.
yeah,
He,
yeah,
he
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he claimed Jackson, but he's from Brookhaven, Mississippi, from same
Oh, for
town on.
real.
Mhm, yeah,
That's right.
yeah,
That's right. I mean, that's all he can say if anybody really know.
yeah.
What Crit from?
Big Creek is from Meridian, Mississippi. He's from
Oh,
Meridian,
Meridian.
Mississippi.
Okay.
Mhm, yeah, he's from
Okay.
Meridian. I remember him on his come up, man. Before he even really got popular, he
Yeah.
was on his come up. You know what I'm saying, down there in
Yeah.
Meridian. And next
Yeah.
thing you know, that boy was out of here, man.
Yeah. 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 He's showing up for sure. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, because your sound sonically, you know what I'm saying, to me, for my, this is just my opinion,
Yeah.
sonically, you know what I'm saying, and I know you probably wasn't going for that, but sonically sounding, it sounded like that, you know what I'm saying? Every time I
Yeah.
listen to it, I'm like, damn, he keep putting me in the mind of Big Crit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But that's a
But
hood soul. That's soul.
mhm,
That's soul music. That's like for niggas who can't sing like that. That's us putting out our soul. You know what I mean? So
mhm,
Marvin Gaye and all of them. That's how they would put they feelings and energy. Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, like all them people, like the songs they used to make. Like is as I started listening to these, because I used to always love these songs, just the musicianship and all of that. But now when I listen to them, I hear what they're talking about, and I'm like, yo, like they was like really like talking that, you know what I mean, that pro black, just and
right.
the stuff that was going on in the world, and they were so creative with it, and they were so dope with it. So like we can't really sing like that, but we got an artistic way of doing it with our lyricism, and then understanding musically what you feel, like how to capture people's uh feelings, I guess, musically. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because that to me is very
Mhm,
important. Like you can rap on anything, but when you get those songs, those tracks that can really capture a person's like emotions, and then you could bring the lyrics and the words that can still capture those emotions in the same to just, you know what I mean, to collaborate with it, bro. That's the ultimate. That's how you get. That's the music I always love to hear. You know what I mean? And the more I study, I start understanding better how to create that music. But you got to trust in yourself with that too, because a lot of people don't look at rap as being that way. But that to me, like that's what me and K.R.I.T kind of mesh at, because you can tell we got the same background in a way. You know what I mean? Like the background is the same, so their soul is gonna be there. You know what I mean? Because before I even knew about Big K.R.I.T, I was already making like, you know what I mean, making stuff along those lines. And then when I heard him, I was like, oh, like he brought my mind to take it in another direction, because he was bringing that bass to it. At first, it was just boom bap for me. It was just like, oh, boom bap, because I wanted people to hear what I was saying. But then when Big K.R.I.T came in the game, he was bringing that bass to it, and then still be able to bring that soul and that melody. To me, it was like, yo, like, yeah, he's definitely a huge influence for me on that, though, for sure, for sure.
You know what? That brings up the aspect of what soul music is. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's not just the singing aspect of, oh,
yeah,
you hear these rhythms and you mean this is the
yeah,
soul music. It's the words that are coming out of their mouth
yeah,
along
exactly.
with that sonic
Yeah,
phrase and that vibration that makes
exactly.
it soul music. And I'm
Yep,
glad you even brought that up. You know what I
that's
mean?
right.
I'm gonna adapt that to my conversation, you know what I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
from here
right.
on out, because it's the truth. I mean, what kind of
Yeah,
music are you making? We making soul music because it's coming
yeah,
from the soul. You can hear
exactly.
it in everything that's being said, and you mean it. Like you
Yeah,
can tell you mean what you
hmm,
say when you
yeah,
listen to your music. You
that's
know what I'm
right.
saying?
That's
And you
right.
went through it, and now
Yeah,
you telling us right from the soul.
exactly.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And
I
that's
can.
how I feel when I'm listening to beats. I don't even look for beats. I just scroll through, and then by the time when it hit me a certain way, I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? I just kind of sink in my seat a little bit, and I'm like, yeah. And I just kind of vibe out, and I'm like, yeah. Then I just then everything just started, you just think to yourself, damn, how do I feel right now? You know what I mean? Like, how do I feel? What is this telling me? It just kind of talk to me. So it'd be easy for me. Once I find it, or once it find me, it's easy.
Yeah, you definitely you got to have a skill set for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
To make people feel what you say. Anybody, like you said earlier, anybody can, you know, take a beat and rap over something, man, and put some lyrics on it, man. But
yeah,
it's gonna connect. You know what I'm saying? So is it gonna connect to the soul? You know what I'm saying? Is they gonna
yeah.
feel it? You know what I'm saying? And your music definitely. You know what I'm saying? One of the songs, and we'll talk about it a little bit later though. But a set up. You know what I'm saying? The
Oh
songs.
yeah,
Set up.
that's my
You know what
song.
I'm saying? Baby, want to
Yeah.
go do, baby, want to go do something.
Hey, bro, that song right there to me, oof. I'm telling you, when
Yeah,
I tell you half of that album, bro, yeah, we'll get into it. That album
yeah,
is the ancestors, homie.
yeah.
I ain't
Oh
gonna
yeah,
lie to you.
yeah,
I
bro.
ain't
Yeah.
gonna lie to you, bro. I ain't
Oh,
gonna lie. I can't even lie.
yeah. So while we talking about it, man, your album "Smoove and Dangerous," man, it's a modern classic, dog. You know what I'm saying? That album is a classic, dog.
That's right.
And can you walk us through the creative process, man, and the concept that went into completing the project, man? You know what I'm saying? I always want to, you know, uh, get into, you know, each artist process, what their
Hmm.
process was like, creating their art.
Yeah. Appreciate it, man. First and foremost, thank you, bro. I so appreciate that. That's how I feel about it. But
Yeah, yeah,
I really appreciate it. It really feels good to hear people say that, because I know you pay attention. And most of the 99% of the people, well, let me stop sounding like Donald Trump. Usually when I hear people saying stuff like that, I know that they listen. You know what I mean? I know they heard the whole
right,
album. So to me, that
right.
means more than anything. But yeah, bro, to be honest with you, that entire album, homie, it took a couple years. I actually first released it in like 2016. It was on CDs.
Mhm.
And yeah, and then I finally decided to put it online. You know what I mean? When all the DSPs came out, I finally
Mhm.
decided to do that, put it online, and that's why I say 2018. But bro, when I tell you I was in that place, this is around the Black Lives Matter. But right before this, like after Trayvon, and then dang, what else? It was another event. It was another event, but it was mainly like Trayvon for real because that kind of set me off. I forgot what the other event was, but it was something else. But either way, that my whole it's kind of hard to even recapture where I was or what I was even doing, and for a lot of those, for pretty much down there every song. Like I remember Freedom. I had Freedom song. I had that beat for like 2 years before I even came back to it, and I was like, oh, this is it. You know what I mean? Like this is where it is. So it was really like the ancestors talking to me, and then just everything from the studying that I've been doing, and the way I've been feeling, and the stuff I've been seeing, and having my own take on it, and being able to like I was telling my other partner, like P Smoove is like the guy who was able to say and do the things that you can't really get a chance to do or say or express yourself at times in the real world. You know what I mean? Like you can, but you don't want to be no asshole type or whatever. But that's basically what it is. It's just me being able to really express myself and say what I want to say how I feel, put things into perspective. You know what I mean? To do it the best way I can and make it um, meaningful to people. You know what I mean? To where they can really feel it. You know what I mean? And want to have an action, want to do something, you know what I mean, about it, and want to make a change and make a difference, or just whatever action. But I want to trigger stuff in everybody, so that way, you know, we can find until we find that one solution to bring our people together in some kind of way. You know what I mean? So I think we got to have a basically that album is me trying to get our people to see that we do need to come together. I'm pointing out a lot of things that's going on in the world and what has been going on. Like, you know, even the setup. We talk about the setup. Like that was like that's something that happens. You know what I mean? Like cops set up people every day. They set up people all the time. There's a lot of innocent brothers in jail or got killed, whatever, from being set up by the cops. You know what I mean? So that was kind of me. The setup is the cops coming to set us up, but we actually setting them up. You know what I mean? And then that to me is like, how does that sound? Like, what does that feel like to you? So, like I said, there's a lot of ancestors speaking to me, just coming from everything that I learned and from, you know what I mean? Just I don't know, bro. It's kind of hard to explain. Like I said, it was really an out of body experience in a major way. I can't even remember a lot of that stuff, probably really any of those songs when I wrote them.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So not to sound like witchcrafty, but I mean like literally like it was just this, like how I was really feeling in these moments and what that song made me feel like, what that beat made me really feel like, and I just put it all, I just unleashed it all in these songs. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
yeah, you the vessel, man. Witchcraft is that's what the European do. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, 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 yeah.
We do Godcraft. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
And like you said, you mean I'm a king. Let me scratch that.
Yeah, that part.
You
I'm
know
a
what I'm
God.
saying? I'm a God. Yeah, like
Right.
that. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And that was a very important. I mean, it's not even the same song, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Your aspects of lyrics, and I know that was newer, but that's that mentality and that understanding of who we are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who you are, and expressing that to them. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
not like being a king is bad. It's just
Yeah.
it's just we more. You know
Yeah,
what I
that
mean? There's
part.
more responsibility with that too.
Yeah.
And you have that vessel ability to bring forth the energy from the ancestors right
Mhm.
through you and speak to people like, and to make a classic album that is
Yeah,
going to assist people for the next 100 years when they
that's
listen.
right. That part.
Yeah.
That part.
Oh, there's and there's no it's no such thing in the in our lexicon, our language, our ancestors' language, a witch or witchcraft. You know what I'm saying? That's a
Yeah.
European or
Yeah.
Eurocentric way. So you know that ain't even if you can show me anywhere in our language where they speak of witches, you know what I'm saying? Can't nobody show me that, you know what I'm saying? So that
Yeah.
ain't in our vocabulary
Yeah.
at all. So, but
That part.
yeah. You had some son, you unmuted your mic.
No, I was just gonna say that, you know what I mean, the chat is live. Shout out to Team RBG. Team RBG is definitely on the chat. And you know what I mean, peace, power to everybody, salute to everybody And they just want to let you know that they are in support of what you do. You know what I mean? And can't wait for you to, you know what I mean? Come mess with us on the music, right? You know what I mean?
Let's do it.
You can't wait for that. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to make sure that you understood that Team RBG supports you. The Vengers, my collective, we support you. And wherever you at, you know what I mean? You can let them know, you got back. You know what I mean? We don't play. Right. You know what I mean?
That's
how
right.
You talking? That's how we talking, and we getting down the same way. So
that part. Hey, we're same here, as we should.
Yes, sir.
As we should. Yeah, for sure.
So you did this in 2018, right?
No, I did it in 2000. I know I actually released it on CD in 2016.
Okay.
So I was doing those songs from 2014 and 15, pretty much.
Yeah. Wow. I know that feeling. So what is the change? What has been the change from then to now 2025? How is it the biggest change to draw the numbers that you're drawing right now? Because you started pulling the numbers in interviews. I've seen a couple of interviews and numbers. And what do you think has been the difference to say, hey, pay attention to P Smoove? I mean, or why do you think they are at this point in time?
Oh, because everybody's starting to see the stuff that's going on. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. And people like it ain't like people don't want to hear this type of music. It's like it ain't. We got to make sure we doing our job to make it listenable to what people want to hear. So we got to. It's like I was talking about the whole process of it. Like we all just got to make sure that we making what we got to make. Like we got to bring it. We got to really bring it. Cause these people, like, we can say we want to, like, that stuff is trash to me. The content these people talking about is crazy trash. The beats be so hard. Sometimes it's like, oh my God, I gotta. You just can't help it. I be like, man, I can't stand these folks, man. They ain't talking about it.
This beat right here.
Yeah. But we gotta do our job on that. You know what I mean? But I think that's kind of what's been happening, because I've been trying to. Well, and then, like I said, the main thing is that people have been seeing what's been going on now. Like is people we already know, but now they're putting in everybody's faces. So it ain't that we don't know. We already know, but we just looking around like y'all see this? Y'all still acting the same way? Y'all still doing it? So now it's like we more mad that they know now, and they still doing the same thing. So people are starting to see that, and then the more I get around, the more I move around and go different places, I meet new people, and people like I said, they're just really on board and they want to do something. I'm starting to meet more and more revolutionaries here and there too. So to me, that's my whole focus. I want to just bring them minds and all that together. You know what I mean? I think people see that and people want to be a part of that. You know what I mean? So yeah.
No doubt. You gotta, did he say, and what Rock say, facts, we gotta make that
Make
fire.
Make that fire. That fire.
Yes, right. I'm gonna get with you too, Rock, man. I'm gonna get with you too, man. I need you on one of these joints as well. And as a revolutionary hip hop artist, man, what things? Well, man, we ain't even got it, because we kind of already been talking about that through, man, this whole thing, man. Let's just talk about, man. Let's get back on Freedom then for a minute, man. Right. In your powerful track, Freedom, you advocate for full scholarships for black youth with proper GPAs, and the creation of black-owned banks, schools, hospitals. Could you break the vision behind those lyrics and why they're so vital? And I love, and by the way, I love that, man. When you started talking about that, man, I love.
That's right. That's right. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Solution. And the crazy thing, I freestyle that whole part.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I literally freestyle that whole part. Cause I was telling my homie after when I recorded, I was like, I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna do like some talking or something right there. I'm just gonna say something when I get it. You know, we just piece it together. And I went through that. I went through the first time, and he was like, that was it. So I was like,
one take, Jake.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah, right, you know that. But, when it's right, it's right.
Yeah, but what I mean by that is like that's almost the standpoint I think of like what Dr. Claude Anderson says when he's talking about what is it, the powernomics.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And reparations and all that type of stuff. That's what we're gonna need when it comes to that. We're gonna need that. We're gonna need that system. We're gonna need that foundation to where we can build our own and we can start facilitating our own wealth, pretty much. You know, so like I said, one of the main things I said is uh, having this stuff appointed by the people for the people, or other
Mhm.
people by the other people for the people, whatever. You know what I mean? So we need to put our people. We need to make sure that we're the ones choosing our leaders this time. You know what I mean? We gotta make sure we're choosing our leaders. And honestly, I don't think it just need to be no. There's a face. It needs to be a conglomerate. We need to have. They need to have businesses in place to make this thing happen, not just a speaker. You know what I mean? So um, I think once we get stuff like that, homie, we'll be able to even police ourselves. You know what I mean? So that way we could do more things, have more activities where people can get out here. Like even I'm sorry, man, but all this street stuff, that's why I made that song, Streets Don't Love Nobody. The street stuff ain't it's these rules don't apply to nobody. You know what I mean? It don't apply to nobody. So I don't know why people always want to talk about street code, this and that, the third. At the end of the day, if somebody out here doing some crazy stuff, killing a little kid or something, whether it's by mistake or not, if you doing stuff like that, not and you need to be in jail. You know what I mean? You need to be somewhere. You need to get taken care of because we tired of that. Because now you putting fear. Now we can't even be comfortable in our own communities. You know what I mean? Like we can't even be at peace because we too busy stressed out. We feel almost better when we outside, when we at work or something away from our community. We feel more comfortable. That half the time then when our people get back to our own communities, and that's not right. So, like the only way we'll be able to get through that is us. You know what I mean? And nobody else gonna help us with that. We got to do it within ourselves. And we started that by giving people a reason to want to do that. Just like what Andre said, like you can't tell a man under 3,000. He said it's a sin telling somebody not to sell no dope and you ain't got no other alternative for them. You know what I mean? So that type of situation. So we got to be able to build something so that way these kids will have something to look at or something to look forward to and not just think they got to be in the streets all the time to get the easy money or whatever. You know what I mean? And I understand why it's hard to work for people. I can't work no job no more. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I got to do my own thing. You know what I mean? I got to start my own business or something. I can't work for nobody. So I get it, but we need to figure out a better way to do it than just taking the easy, so basically the easy route to the streets. You know what I mean? But it's the highest risk that you could possibly take because you playing with your life. You know
And
what
the
I mean?
lives of everybody else who you giving that to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly,
Biggie,
bro.
Biggie had the line. What he said? You know what I mean? They calling the cops on me because I'm just out here trying to feed my daughter. Da, da, da. You feeding one person while you killing a community.
Yeah, that part.
You know what I'm saying?
Part.
So we got to
That's
rearrange
selfish.
that aspect. If the community was doing the work, we could feed each other.
Yeah, exactly. As simple as that.
Most definitely, man. That's why we need to be more strategic when it comes to that. Because we can change our own circumstances, man. Like all we have to do is you got Detroit, you got Atlanta, you got Philly, a few other places that are predominantly black folks, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we start targeting those black and we start getting together and saying, okay, let's put the ideals on the table and let's see what's feasible first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if we feel like, okay, we need educational institutions first, and we all agree on it, then we need to start funding that, and then we need to start grooming the kids for the next generations to be the teachers, to be the professors, etc. The next, the next doctors, the next judges, the next lawyers. So we can change that, then if we need a farm, we need to start, that's the next necessity that we need in our community is we need farms to grow our own food so we can stop dying at an early age from, putting all this poison into our bodies. Then, okay, we can fund that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Let's start, pooling in our money and pool our money in together. And then after we pooled our money in together, okay, this is what this is the ideal. we're going to do that till we get everything in this community set up. Then we go on to attack the next Black community until it spread. You know what I'm saying? The children, you can't, you know, it's hard for the children to look at, you know, in our communities to look at and take some of us seriously when some of us ain't got a pot to piss in the window to throw it out of. So how can you tell them to stop doing X, Y, and Z when you don't have no alternative, like you said, for them? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
You got to be able to present alternatives, you know what I'm saying, and get out of the mind state, because when I grow up, man, it was in my community, if I did something, if I got wrong, then I got chastised by everybody. That wasn't grandson. That wasn't immigrant grandson. I ain't long my child. It was you know, it was the community on that. You know what I'm saying? And if you was gifted, everybody was on them. That didn't have to be that person's child. You know what I'm saying? We gonna do whatever we gonna do to make sure that this child don't fall victim. You know what I'm saying, to the street. And we gonna make sure that it get, but we want to maximize on its full potential. So we definitely got to start, you know, thinking about community. We always talk about we for the people, but we actually got to start being for the people and stop being for ourselves, because a lot of us, you know what I'm saying, we done made it popular where we say, I'm trying to get the bag. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get the bag. So it's always about me trying to get the bag and not the community getting the bag. And then when you do get the bag, you show your true colors. You move out of your community. You don't come back and do nothing else in your community. You're not building in the community. You're not giving jobs in the community. You're not even sharing the wealth, or you're not even educating them, you know what I'm saying, in a particular skill set or whatever to get them out, or share it with somebody else so they can pull somebody else up by their bootstraps, man. Man.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I just love that line, man. That you dropped in there, man. And you know, unhappy days. Another one of my favorite songs. That's another one of my favorite songs, man, off of the album, man. You states, my people made the boy. And this is a hard bar now. This is a hard bar. You said, my people, what'd you say? My people made the most sacrifice. And in return, we got projects and gangster lands. That's a heavy line, bro. Can you unpack the historical emotions way behind those lyrics, man?
Yeah, of course. I mean, as we all know, we done fought in every single war America has had to offer. You know what I mean? And even the Revolutionary War, the Civil War, all that. You know what I mean? Right. We done fought in all that, and we done died in all that. And we also done outperformed a lot of the white folks in pretty much every one of them wars. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And at the end of the day, as far as we never got the same benefits for the like the other white veterans would get, the black veterans back in their time. I mean, so basically, you remember dead presidents. You remember what happened with him. You know what I mean? Couldn't get no money, couldn't get no job, all this, that, and the third, and that's how they treat our people. But we get the worst end of the stick, because we still get treated and called lazy, or we ain't nothing, this and that, and the third. But we've actually made the most sacrifices. We made the most commitments. We made the most what do you call it? What's the word? You give additions. Damn, I can't even think of the word right now. I hate that shit. But it just slipped my mind. But we gave more to this country than anybody else has. We have given way more to anybody in this country than anybody else has. The only thing that we got are projects and ghettos and stuff like that. Yeah, the gangster land. You know what I mean? That's all we got. Yeah. That's all we were given. You know what I mean? And then like it ain't. And then they use that, they call that project. You look at it, like the development of it, like they studied that. It was literally like a school project. It's a project. Yeah, they put it together and they're studying, and then they're figuring out what ways that they can do to keep to get the most out of us and make sure we continue to get the least. You know what I mean?
They've never followed their own rules of manhood. And they'll stick it right in front of her face, like you said. They told us it was a project, and we volunteered to go inside because we could get food, clothes, and shelter, as if food, clothes, and shelter are really the most important. When obviously it's air, it's water, it's unification, it's love.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah, but see, it's there in the mind. We let it's. That's what they say. Like you want to hire something from nigga, put it in the book. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Or they talk about like people like when you dealing with the law, it's language. All this stuff is language. So these people are telling us stuff and throwing stuff in our face. We not even picking up. We ain't even on that frequency. We ain't even grabbing none of that. It's just going over our heads. And we just going with the flow, trying to outdo each other, trying to be better than the other, trying to shine on somebody instead of trying to help somebody out or help, assist them to get somewhere. Then they can move as a unit together. You know what I mean?
they switch
Bro,
everything around. As
yeah, for real.
Africans, as black people, as melanated people across the whole equator, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? We always used to do things sticking together. They took
exactly.
that whole template
Hmm.
and said, no matter what,
Yeah,
remember you white. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
that
And
part.
stick to that. You mean we can
Yeah,
argue this other, but remember that. And then they gave us the European mind state,
yeah,
individualism. So now
yeah, of
we all
course.
have to outshine one another. We all
Hmm.
gotta, you know what I mean? My music better than yours. I can't. I
Yeah,
heard you say it in the song. You know what I mean? You try to
yeah,
work out with some people that, and then they
yeah,
turn around and look like, oh man, you hating on me? You think
yeah,
I'm trying to grab your
yeah. Like you
fans?
want to take your fans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like come on, man. We supposed to be, you know what I mean? We all
yeah,
supposed to be working together in this aspect.
yeah.
And so you mean they switched it on us, but
Hmm.
you are in the front lines of the rearranging for
Hmm.
the future. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Pulling it forward, taking that Sankofa aspect of check this out, and then
Yeah,
bringing it forward in the work that I've seen you do. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And what you do so far, man.
man.
You know what I mean? I love it. You know what I mean?
Appreciate that, family.
Man,
For real. Appreciate that.
and, and I'm a hip hop connoisseur. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's
And
right.
even though I'm from the north and from the East Coast, I
Yeah,
listen to everything.
yeah.
And you know what I mean? I love hearing lyrics with a different accent,
Hmm.
saying what my brother's saying over here in New York, or my
Yeah.
brother's saying over here in Oakland. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying?
Hmm.
And now you saying it Midwest down south. You saying it.
Yeah.
You mean up all the way up north Canada. I love to
Yep.
see that. I love to hear
That's
that. You
right.
know what I mean? That's why
Yeah.
we do what we do, and
Yeah.
we like to interview people like yourself. You know what
That's
I
right.
mean? On this to let everybody else know. If you
Yeah.
ain't you ain't know about Peace Move, you
Yeah.
ain't know
That's
about
right.
Peace Move.
That
You
part.
late, bro. You know
That
what I'm
part.
saying?
That part.
So
That's
Yeah.
why it's a pleasure and it's an honor to be here, man, because to have people like y'all that I know, like this is the reason why I make the music for us.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I made that music for us. You know what
yeah,
I mean? So I'm like, yo, I got us something. We got something. So
yeah.
to me, I don't care who you is. If it's dope, if it's coming out like that, if you want that, man, let's go. You know what I mean? But I
Right.
appreciate that, homie. It's an honor to be on this show for real, homie.
Yeah, man. Your sound ranges from neo soul to street anthems, yet always maintain depth. How
Mhm.
intentional are you about genre blending, and what role does that play in your storytelling?
Um, I don't know if it's like an intentional. Well, actually, it is. It's a lot of intent, actually. But like I said, it's more of a letting the music find me type situation. Like very seldomly do I have to go. Do I be like, okay, I need to make a song like this? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Very seldomly I do that. Every now and then it is like, okay, I hear something, it's like, oh, let me go get a beat like this, kind of like that, so I can make something like this. You know what I mean? But very seldomly I do that. So majority of the time it's literally just like I said, the beat speaking to me, and it's just capturing me, and 9 times out of 10 it's gonna be neo soul because that's like my favorite genre of music. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Neo soul and old school music. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? That's like
Mhm.
my favorite genre. I can listen to them all day. I drove from California to Alabama, whole ride.
Right,
Oh
right.
wow, I'm singing, I'm vibing, did you know? Like I'm
Yeah.
up here riding, you know what I
Yes,
mean?
sir.
So I love neo soul, bro. I can listen to that all day, every day.
You know what? I was in Philly during 2000.
I want to go to Philly too for that reason.
Yeah,
I know how
So
Philly is.
like I was at the Black Lily. I was there in the front row listening. You know, River Parker is my peoples. You know what I'm saying? Like, you mean she was the host of the Black Lily at the 5 spot, and I was watching everybody coming through. And was like, oh, we about to give it to him. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole movement of music is about to change everything, such and such and such. My brother Scorpius Ray Amoon, he's actually on tour with Natalie from Floetry right now, doing his thing.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He was the next in line of that. Like all the things I see these woke people doing, and when they say woke up. All the things that they do right now, and I'm talking about with the Stones and all that. He was doing it in Philly. He was the one passing up. He was the one. You seen the onks that Erykah Badu was wearing. You know what I'm saying? I literally sold Common one of his onks, and he gave it to her. You know what I'm saying? One of the first copper onks she was wearing, I sold it to him. So I know, I'm just saying, just to touch base on where I was at with it. I was right there with Common, with Erykah, with Jill Scott, with Indy Irie, you know what I mean? And I said, oh, this is what's needed to change the aspect and the atmosphere of music and people. And then it got shut down. But seeing, and it didn't really get shut down, it just got put dormant so that people like yourself, people like, you know what I'm saying, some of my brothers from the Avengers and all that, you know what I mean, could reassert themselves at the time needed.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And we were in the time needed. So you doing that, it's not even neo soul no more, man. It's true soul.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like you been saying the aspect with the music and then the lyrics, because rap is something different than just singing, because you have to combine your synapses, your synapses in the brain. It literally makes you smarter. That's a proven fact. So the more that you are doing what you're doing from your soul, you are spitting that true soul music, bringing that forward. Facts.
That's right. That's
you know
right.
That so
that
I mean, you being a student of neo soul, you've become the master of the future of true soul. And
1,000, 100,000 million billion trillion %.
I like that.
All the way. Real talk. That's why I love. That's why I love talking to brothers like y'all, man. I be sitting back, I'm like, you're right.
You right. You know what I'm saying? We 3 rights to the left. That's what we is. 3 rights to the left. We're gonna take it around 360. You know what I'm saying?
That part, man.
Square it up.
Let's do it. Hell yeah.
Man. Well, and even to saying that, I don't want to be taking too much time, but I'm saying, where do you see your plans in the future of activism and music? Do you see the combination, or do you see yourself doing more of one and helping push the other, or vice versa? Is it balanced?
It's in my mind, in my opinion, everything is necessary, especially when it comes to revolution. Everything is necessary. It's all necessary. So as long as I'm be doing one, I'm be doing the other. If it's making sense, if it's pushing the issue, if it's pushing our people forward, or at least adding something, bringing something to the table, then it's all of it. It's really gonna be all of it. You know what I mean? So like I said, when it comes to revolution, everything is necessary. And the one thing I do want to say though, man, it's the thing that kind of upsets me is the fact that we got a lot of cats out here who I looked up to a lot of times that were our leaders, but then they get to beefing so bad with each other. I'm like, y'all doing the exact same thing that these in the streets is doing. Y'all doing it on the scholastic level. You know what I mean? Now you scholars that argue with each other. I'm like, bro, no, like we can't, like that's defeating the purpose of what we actually doing. We need to find a common ground that we can deal with together, and we can focus on that common ground when I'm dealing with you or however, you know what I mean? But that's but we really got to cut that out, homie. We got to cut that out. We got to really figure this out. We got to move as a unit, homie. We really got to move as we got to move like a government, bro. We got to have like each. We got like city council meetings. We got to have this area of black people, that north side area of black people, south side, east side, west side, and then once a month we all get together and talk about the issues and things that were going on. We got to treat it like an entire system, you know what I mean, and just make it bigger. And then every other month, the state, the black people in the state, you know, the representatives come together and then they discuss their thing, you know what I mean, and in the southeast, and you know what I mean, so on and so forth. That if we can do stuff, if we can move that way, homie, bro, that's the same. That's a governing system, but we can govern and be able to take care of our own people. You know what I mean? Yeah. We could do our way. You know what I mean? With our people. But that's why I'm glad China came out here and said everything was fake. Hopefully they start getting you further out their money.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, thank you for that. You know what I mean? Because they wasn't making no more money or less money. You know what I'm saying? They still gonna charge you that $6 for that $2,000 purse. Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, you know, I mean, just come get it from us. You know what I'm saying? Right. But message for y'all. Go get if you're gonna buy it, go buy it directly from them. You know what I'm saying? Or don't buy it at all. It's RBG, no Gucci around here though.
Yeah. That part. RBG, real big Gucci.
And you know that we do got to find common ground. We do have to put our differences to the side. That's the only way we're gonna, because when I first started coming up in this movement and 10 years ago, I had one perspective and that perspective and that outlook. If nobody else had that perspective, no, I don't care how many books I read, it never registered until later on down in my life. You know what I'm saying? We got so many templates through history have shown that black people may not have certain things. We have more in common than the other. And what I'm saying is we let religion and we let politics divide us all the time. So me saying that I'm a Pan-Africanist, you know, I'm a Pan-African, I'm a Garveyite. I don't want to deal with a Christian, or I don't want to deal with a Muslim, or I don't want to deal with somebody who practice, you know, Buddhism or whatever.
Exactly.
And that was stifling, you know, my growth as well as other things, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, we all are suffering socially, politically, and economically. When them folks is pulling us over, they ain't asking us, is you a Garveyite? They ain't asking you, is you Southern Baptist? They ain't asking you a Shiite Muslim. You know what I'm saying? They not asking you a Moor. You know what I'm saying? 5%er. All they see is here, right?
Nigger.
Right.
That's it.
Right. You know, so we have to, you know, so we have to meet, you know what I'm saying, on common ground. And a template or a reference is that if we look at Marcus Garvey in the UNIA, you know what I'm saying? It was a mixture of so many people who had worldview, you know what I'm saying, and perspective are different, but they understand the power of unification. If we come together, these are the things that we are able to get done. So you see he had a ship line. You see he had businesses, you know what I'm saying, up in New York. You can see that it was chapters. He had over 1 million and some chapters. And there was no internet out at that time. There was no
that part.
So we have a template, but we can, you know, well, the power of unifying. Even if you don't like the civil rights movement, some people that may not like the civil rights movement, but you still see the effective. We still had effective change. Even though, and I'm saying I'm one of them that didn't like the civil rights as much, because I'm saying we, you know, I feel like that we wanted validation. We had a lot of stuff that we already got, but now we want validation from the same people who kidnapped us, or the same people who are torturing us. You know what I'm saying? And
the same people that's kicking our ass right now.
Right. We want validation. We want acceptance. We want acceptance. We want to be amongst them. You know what I'm saying? Because we feel like they have the elite, and we don't have those elite things, which we did. You know what I'm saying? But we see the effectiveness, because a lot of the things that we have right now, if it wasn't for those people getting sprayed, you know what I'm saying, with the hose, pipe, the water hoses, dogs sicked on them, you know what I'm saying, the Billy Club, the marching, the protest, all those things. We wouldn't have those things now. But we have templates of unification when Black people come together and unify and move at, you know what I'm saying, at one sound. We can see the power, you know what I'm saying, demonstrated, and we can see how so many things. I use this African proverb all the time, man. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. So ancestors understood that if 10 hands is better than 2 hands all day, every day. 100 hands is better than 50 hands all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? So they understand. And then we always throwing up the black fist. You know what I'm saying? This is, you know, and hollering Black power, but you see, this here, man, is the fist together. These fingers is together. It is, this is unification. It's power. This all it's saying is power in unification.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So, you know, that's what we have to do. So that's why I be trying to tell people, don't talk to me about no Black power shit unless you ready to be.
That
you know,
part.
unifying. You know what I'm saying? Unifying.
Yeah, that part. For real. Real shit.
He's Black. Shit, he's still suffering the same things. When he gone, he's still suffering socially, politically, economically. You know what I'm saying? His kids are still being miseducated. He's been miseducated. You know what I'm saying? We need to get out of this rut. So let's come in. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, you know, we got too many Black brilliant minds, you know what I'm saying, to negate people for one thing that we may disagree with, you know what I'm saying, another Black person. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, we ain't gonna fool with no coons now. We ain't gonna
that part.
That's a broke finger. That's a broke finger right there. You can't make a fist with a broke finger now.
That part. You can't be like, hey, you probably poke somebody's eyes out.
Right. You saying, but it ain't the same, boy.
That's it. That's it.
That brings up a question for me. Because I heard some of it in gentrification, the song Gentrification.
Gentrified.
Yeah, gentrified. Yeah. So in these days where we're seeing insurgence of Black power, proud Black people in this continent, and unification of Africans on the continent of Africa and in the diaspora, how do you see us working together as if, or do you see it working at all? You know what I mean? Like, because we have FBA here, we have Pan-African here, we have pro-Black here, you know what I'm saying? But like Kofi said, the police pull you over, or you mean you jogging in their neighborhood, all they see is nigga. You know what I mean? They have unified us at the point even when we haven't. You know what I'm saying? And we can't even recognize how unified we are in their eyes.
That part. That part. So, I mean, to be honest with you, man, it's just shit. I mean, hold on, you want me to answer what if we unified?
How do you see us coming together? Do you see us coming together? Do you see portions of FBA working with Pan-Africans on just let's get rid of the colonizer?
I mean, I don't know, bro, because it's hard to say, because that, to be honest with you, that's what's hard for me to even join, to really join any other organization, because sometimes it be like I've seen it. I've literally seen where it's a like one or two things. It's either gonna be something about some money that somebody is ain't got no business doing, or it's gonna be some guys trying to show off who's smarter. You know what I mean? They get to beefing and battling with each other, trying to see who's smarter. Like, I'm smarter than you type shit. I'm like, nigga, everything you niggas are saying true. Can we think about what we need to do? You know what I mean? So
right.
I be wanting to be on that. So that's why it be hard. Like I've tried to join in, like deal with several organizations, bro. And that's just always what it was. And everybody has their own agenda, and I get that, but it's like I said, it's all necessary. And some people just don't want to deal with some things that can help, you know what I mean, bridge certain gaps, you know what I mean? So I don't, I think it's possible. It's absolutely possible, bro. I can sure see it, but we got to be more selective and be more open to what we doing and be more, objective to what we're doing. Be factual. Think about the truth. Think about the actual solutions, and not getting to no pissing match about who's smarter or messing with the money. You know what I mean? Or just trying to be in it for money type deal. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But it's
that's
possible. I see it.
Yeah, it's possible. It's just a lot of people don't understand organization. You know what I'm saying, and what it takes to run an organization from the top to the bottom. You know, I've been in the, I've been around a man a long time, and I've been in a lot of different organizations, and a lot of the organizations I'm not in no more because of some of the same things that you're saying. But it's not. They don't understand the organizational side. So when you understand, so you mentioned government, you mentioned us running stuff like government. So you gave a big spiel about, you know, us meeting over here. Right. So it has to be that same way. Like it has to be that. And the days of the leader is dead. There's no more one leader in this organization. We all leaders. So it's that thing is dead. You know, that ideology is dead. That shit left in the 70s and the 80s. That it's gone. I don't care how hard we try to pretend that, but it's gone. So once we understand how to run these organizations and put people in place like a government, you know what I'm saying, where it's not a dictatorship. Like I can't stand for that at all. I don't like being a part of something and it's a dictatorship. Every person supposed to have a voice. That's always supposed to be check and balances. You know what I'm saying? And there's definitely supposed to be check and balances when it comes to the money aspect. You know what I'm saying? There should be always transparency with people in the organization about the money. And there shouldn't be any and everybody over the money. And one person shouldn't have access to the money.
Not only one.
Right. So it's a lot of the organizations, and I'm not, and I'm saying this is, I try not to knock none of the elders. You know what I'm saying? Some are elders and some are elders. I'm just going. It's the difference between the elders and the elders. A lot of our people try to duplicate the stuff that happens in the 50s and the 60s, and it's not, it's not going to work in the 21st century. It's just not going to work.
It's been proven already.
Right, it's been proven time and time and over again. So, you know, we just have to, you know, we have to advance with the times, and we have to create things. Now we have to create the new template, because the things that we capitalize and we use that works for us in 2025, it's not going to work for our children in 2045. Those same,
that part.
You know what I'm saying? And strategic moves that we made, it's not going to work. You know what I'm saying? So we can't keep, all we can do is set a template. Okay, this is what they did. They set the foundation. Now we got to build the house. We set the foundation, now build the house. We didn't say put a cot up or squat your chairs on the foundation. No, we want you to build a house. Now we ain't saying, you know, so you know, so that's where a lot of it, you know, that's where a lot of the organizations, you know what I'm saying, you know, fail at, man. But you know, they, you know, I you know, I'm a part of something right now, man, that, you know, I see this it's headed in the future. You know what I'm saying? It's not stagnated in the past. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It understand that in order for us to move and not get crushed and succeed, that we have to move with the times. We got to admire and love what they did, but we got to stand on their shoulders, and then we got to build on what they already got. You see what I'm saying?
That part, bro. You said everything that I wanted to say but didn't know. On everything.
Everything. I mean, everything he said. Yes, sir.
Yeah, straight up, bro. Straight up.
Hey,
that is so important, homie.
I'm gonna give that little plug, shameless plug, because that's what we talking about. RBG, Team RBG. Yes, sir. I just want to give it out there.
Yeah, that part. But that's real, homie. That's super real, bro. It's so important. And we gotta go at the time. That's why it's so important to focus on the youth and making sure the youth are getting the proper education and also have the knowledge and understanding of what we've been through and what we're building and what we're trying to do. So that way, when they go to school, they can get educated on some of these positions that we need. Just like how these white folk do. Same thing they do in the Klan and all that. They need lawyers. Hey, Jim Bone, I'm gonna make you a lawyer. You're gonna go to school to be a lawyer. You're gonna go to school to be a doctor. They got them all over the place. You know what I mean? So we got to do the same thing. We got to start pushing our kids. That's why I say with proper GPAs on there, on Freedom. When I say with proper GPAs, because now we can see, it'll be a little bit easier to facilitate that and to understand who's taking things serious and who is paying it, or who actually have a passion for the things that they do. We got to teach our kids that as well, not just work. We got to be done with that school to prison pipeline. We got to teach our kids how to be on that real, like, to understand, like, you got to have a passion. Like, everything, like, a lot of people don't know what they're going to do. They just say them. Remember, back in the days, just be doctor, lawyer, policeman, firefighter. Yeah, that was the only thing we knew about. We weren't getting all the education. The white folks would get in, tell you about coding back in 91 or something like that. They're going through all that type of stuff, and we not knowing anything about, so we don't know what's out there for us. We just think it's that, or, you know what I mean, or McDonald's. Like, to us, that's just kind of what it was. It's either you up there or you down here. You know what I mean? So we didn't know that whole every step of that ladder to help us climb. You know what I mean? We just had the top and the bottom. You know what I mean? That's it. So now we can educate our kids on these things, and they can figure out for themselves. We can help guide them to figure out what it is they want to do and help them find their passion. You know what I mean? Now, my oldest daughter, I told her she was going to school, like, she made the dean list every year, 3. And she made the dean's list her first year. She was going to school for psychology, and everybody was celebrating. I'm like, yeah, baby. But let me ask you a question. Like, is this what you really want to do? And then she said that. She was like, And I was like, this is important, because you're going to spend 4 years of your life dedicating yourself to this, and then you're going to get a degree in it. And a lot of people, when that stuff happened, they realize that this is something that they don't like, and they feel like they stuck with that. You know what I mean? So now you stuck. You done went to school all the time, and you stuck with doing something you don't like.
In debt.
Yeah, exactly.
In debt,
man. Bro, I ain't even got to the debt yet. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what we need to help that, and that's what we need. Those are the teachers, the people that can help those kids realize things about themselves, not just going to school, but this isn't a village thing. We talking about a village. We got those people who understand these things and do speak to these kids and let them know. Everybody got their own role. The construction people tell the kids this and that and third, or whatever, you know what I mean? But just to help these people find their passion and what they like to do, you know what I mean? So that way they can be a strong asset to the community and to their family. You know what I mean? That type of situation.
And show them the diversity in the thing. If you building a house, the person laying the concrete ain't the person you want working on your electricity.
Yeah, that part, exactly.
And the person working on your electricity is not the person you working on your toilet. You know,
your plumbing.
Your plumbing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So none of them is the person you want working on your roof. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
So everybody's got their part to play in the building of this house for the future.
That part. And everybody can't be roofers, because then where the foundation gonna come from?
Right,
exactly. Where the rest of the house gonna come? We can't. We gonna build a roof and lay it on the ground.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
That's it. So it's everything. That's why I said that we gotta look at it like a ladder. Everything in these communities are different steps of the ladder. Everyone is necessary. One is missing, it's gonna make it that much more harder to get to the next step. So we got to make sure every rung is solid. You know what I mean? We got to make sure it's all there, homie. That's the way we're gonna get to the top. Y'all make sure y'all record this, because I'm gonna put this on my album.
It's gonna be in the archive.
Let's go to the album. I'm putting that part right there on the album.
Yes, sir. It's already there.
It's being recorded as well as live. You can go back and listen to it in the archives as well. If you want it, I'll send you the whole thing. I send it to you on audio if you want it, or the whole video.
This is good though.
This whole thing gonna be playing on Vengeance Radio soon. I play the whole John audio on the radio station. So
that part.
Yeah,
that's dope.
So you got something else? We coming to we at 1:20. We got 10 more minutes, man.
Well, I mean, there was a couple of questions that I seen that was put there that I'm curious about. Like, what books are you currently?
Yeah, you can do it. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm over prepared.
Yeah, Nah, it was beautiful, bro. You made it exciting for me. I was like, I'm going on a real podcast this time.
Yeah, so I
Podcast.
never get it all of them off. I just try to be over prepared. If I get them off, I get them off. If I don't, I don't. But go ahead. That's what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go do your thing.
So what books are you currently reading? Do you have a book list? Which ones have left lasting impressions on you as a man, thinker, and a creator?
So to be honest with you, I've never finished a book. I've never finished a book, but that usually comes from I usually read, and then it's something that may grab my attention, and then I end up rabbit holing somewhere else.
Yeah.
I just rabbit hole into something, and then they say no, I end up maybe jumping into another book. But I ain't gonna say if I lie to you like I read all the time, because I don't. I really don't. But I think the I'm Not Your Negro. What was what's the one I did, Gregory? It's like a long title. I forgot what it's. Dang on the white book with the different letters on it. Dang, I can't even think of the name of it. Oh my god,
I don't even know the name. I'm gonna look it up though. I'm gonna look it up
too.
Damn, Dick Gregory book though.
Dick Gregory.
And that's a really good author and person, you know what I mean, to pull out from like he's a truth teller, you know what I mean?
He's
like
a true elder. He's a true elder. You can't even ask no stupid question. He gonna be like, boy, what's wrong with you, boy? You stupid. He gonna be like, I was just asking the question. He be like, that was a stupid question. Answer the question. You tell me if that's not stupid. Would you answer that question? He'd be like, damn. But that's what I'm saying. Like that's the type of strength that we need in those positions as far as elders, you know what I mean? Maybe not so aggressive, but you know, for certain people. But at the end of the day, like that man was straight to the point. You know what I mean? He wasn't playing around, he ain't sugarcoating that, he was on top of it. So we needed that type of stuff for real. We need that, it's necessary. You know what I mean?
And his occupation was comedy.
Yeah, as a comedian. That tripped me out. I didn't even know that. Because I read so much or watched so many videos and stuff. And then eventually came out to like an old video and they said comedian. I was like, comedian? I was like, I didn't know Dick Gregory was a comedian.
Yeah. So being based in Los Angeles now, how has the shift from Montgomery to LA influenced your creative direction and artistic network?
It did a good job, man, because it was when I went to LA, I went to Leimert Park, and that opened my eyes up to an actual community. That I was there now. I've always seen and heard about it, but I was actually there in the community. You know what I mean? Where our people at, where they can come and chill, they can hang out, they can congregate, they can sell food, eat food, all this and that and third.
Right.
So that really helped. That helped me see the power in the unity, and that is possible. You know what I mean? That is also possible. And that's probably like the strongest point for me as far as going out to LA, just seeing that community like that. You know what I mean? Like really, and I've seen some of it on out there on the East Coast with Sodnetter, like Sodnetter TV or something like that. I don't know if y'all familiar with him, but he did with a bunch of scholars. You know about Sodnetter?
I know about him. I don't.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it 100. All right.
Yeah.
There's too much arguing on there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he had done the work to put it together. To bring this together so that people and maybe it was for a good reason.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It got co-opted into people's egos.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly. What I was just talking about earlier, the same thing I was saying earlier. That's what I'm talking about. But I ain't gonna lie, that they be speaking the truth. I be like, really? I be going to do a research. I still be learning a lot from just listening to it. But I do hate hearing a lot of it. I do hate hearing a lot of it because I think we can debate without belittling somebody. Like we should be able to debate facts and not emotions. It's like we more debating emotions than just facts and truth, and you know what I mean. So whether if you right, you right. If you wrong, you wrong. Or if it's something you're not gonna agree on, okay, well, we're just not gonna agree to it. Yeah. You know what I mean?
A lot of people have money tied up into it now, so I can't be wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Don't mess my bag up.
That
bag again.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
part.
So, you know, but you know, we just have to be careful when it comes to the information. I've been an independent researcher
Yes.
12 or 13 years, so I understand research methodology. So you just have to be careful. But
You
even
cut out.
though I cut out.
You cut out.
Can you hear?
You can hear me though, can't you,
I can't
son?
hear Kofi
I
at
can hear
all.
you.
I can't hear Kofi. You hear Kofi?
I can
Yeah,
hear you.
He can hear me.
I can't hear it. It's buffering
Press,
on my
press.
side.
You might have to press play again. It might have.
It's just his side that's buffering. I don't know. I see you and I see me. Oh my God.
That's crazy. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's just buffering right now.
Okay.
You can hear him still?
I can hear him.
And
Okay,
see,
well you keep talking and you just translate.
That's what I was gonna say. You tell me what you gonna say, and I'll just say it to him.
Yeah, you be
nah,
translating.
I was just,
Tell him I said.
we just have to be careful, man, with you know, with information. You know, it's nothing wrong with listening to people, but always at the end of the day, go do your own research. You know what I'm saying? And if people presenting information and they don't have any sources or understand how people arrive to their conclusions, you know what I'm saying? You know, a lot of times, man, that stuff be what we call pseudoscience, So I don't, you know what I'm saying? So that's one reason. But the brother do have a disclaimer. So he has a disclaimer on there. You know what I'm saying? But a shout out to him because I started watching it in 2012, you know, and that's where I started grabbing some of my books from, you know what I'm saying, was through his platform. But yeah.
That's Sinetta still?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, you can hear me now?
He just came back on. When you said,
That's why I say that. That's why I said
you said
I see him go,
that's
okay.
That's the first thing I heard.
Yeah, okay. I don't know what that was. First thing
Me
ever.
neither.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was about. They trying to keep up. You see, they still trying to break us up, man. They
Yeah.
still trying to make sure they don't want us to spread the information.
If they're not doing that, we should be concerned. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
If they ain't coming at your neck, you ain't doing enough. You know
that part. That's why I can't get no love on Facebook no more. Right. Bro, they done shut me down so many times. That unhappy days.
Yeah.
I put that video out there, bro. Everything started shutting down from that point.
Oh yeah.
Everything started shutting down. They pulled that video and everything. They ain't even on YouTube no more. They had to pull it off. Crazy.
They did the same thing to us with the I'm Africa. You know what I'm saying? We spitting our brother Andre 360. Shout out to Andre 360. You know what I mean? And Nubian Bear.
Shout out Andre.
Yeah.
And Don too.
And Don. Shout out to Genius Level Radio. Of course.
I do that, boy.
I'm gonna be real with you. I wouldn't even know wouldn't know about Smoove if it wasn't for Don.
Don putting in that work.
Yeah, Don tagged me. He said, Kofi, you need to interview him. I said, all right. So I said, oh, man, I already know what he on. I looked at the video. That's when I reached out to you on Facebook. And you said, man, I didn't even see it. I didn't even see it. It was like a couple of weeks later when you.
Oh, yeah.
You said.
I just had to download the messenger because I ain't never had a messenger. So I got so many messages. I looked, I was like, oh, shit. Hit me up.
I don't like messaging either. Like, take up too much of my space on my phone.
Man, for real.
But Don, you know what I mean, is pushing the envelope and making sure that things get connected. And he's doing his work behind the scenes. He like to be behind the scenes, but he's constantly pushing the work and making sure that people know true hip hop, true artistry, true substance, and coming through. You know what I'm saying? And you know, putting all that together. And like I said, first time I heard it was listening to Genius Level Radio. There you go. Genius Level Radio, hiphop.com. You know what I'm saying? And
you must be on break.
yeah, I'm saying. And I was like, yo, who this? I kept hitting them up like, who this? Oh, you got it. Look. And then I'm looking through the thing like that was my Sinetta TV. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, that part.
True level hip hop and Genius. I mean, Truth Hip Hop and Genius Level Radio.
Genius Level Radio,
That thing right there. You know what I'm saying? Put me on board to a whole bunch of people I didn't know, and put me into new music of people I didn't know. You know what I'm saying?
That part.
connecting the dots.
That's what we really need to do. Like everybody who's on that platform,
Yeah.
like we need to get like I know he's working on it. I know he's
Yes,
working
we
on it. I
are.
know he's working on it. Dun,
Yes,
work harder,
we
work
are.
harder. You're not working hard enough. You ain't working hard enough. Work harder. Bring everybody together.
We gonna do that. We gonna do that.
Don't tell him that because he gonna go hard. He gonna
Yeah,
go
no, he watching right now. He commented
he
right
already
now.
going
He's
hard.
talking
He
about it
already
right
going
now.
hard.
Yeah,
I'm saying he going hard right now.
You
For
saying
real.
You saying he listen. Don helped put Vengeance Radio together and put it on the map. So you know what I mean.
That's right.
That's my brother forever right now. You know what I'm saying? Like forever. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we put the work in. Let me do this last question. You know what I mean? It's for my first time co-hosted.
Get it on.
You know what I'm saying? So this is the last question that was written up. You know what I'm saying? Lastly, what message do you want your legacy to leave for the next generation of artists, activists, and warrior scholars?
Be true to first study yourself, find yourself, and be true to yourself.
In
that
Study
order.
Yourself, find yourself, be true to yourself. In that order. Yes, sir.
In that order. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That's a
I think that's the most important thing.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a lot packed into that one little statement. I tell you that now.
It is. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm reading the Mayat, the 10 Mayat principles.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
that part.
Know thyself, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Study every year, you know what I mean? So it's
exactly.
Like in hearing you say that, it's true. The simplest aspect is the most difficult thing to obtain. But when you obtain it, then it becomes a simple situation back again.
Exactly.
So you gotta go through that cipher. You know what I mean?
It makes everything in life easier.
Yeah.
everything. Because you know your boundaries.
10 virtues, pardon me. The 10 virtues of my eye. That's what it is. That's part of that.
My
virtues of my eye.
I got to look at that.
42 laws of my eye.
Yeah, and the 42.
42 laws of my eye.
Yeah.
See y'all way more woke than me. I'm like, okay,
but
send me the link.
Listen, I got you. But everything you saying is right in line. So it ain't nothing but internal ancestral knowledge. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's
you
right.
Speaking it because you know it, because you live in it. But this is how we live. And this is in our gene code. You know what I mean? This is how we actually live and survive. This is the answer beyond that European aspect. This is what we got to do. So, yeah.
I'm actually on a podcast interview right now. I promise. Give me a minute, okay? Thank you. Now, what you say?
No, I'll say what you speaking is a vibration of what's in your genes from the first being on the planet all the way through the study of Ma'at and all that MAAT, you know what I'm saying, through all that, but you are the personification of it because you're speaking it without even knowing what it is. But you knowing it, you know what I'm saying? And it's right there. When you read the 10 virtues and then the 42 admirations, you know what I mean? The 10 virtues is the rule book to apply the 42 laws of Ma'at. So you get you go through know thyself and all of that, you know what I'm saying, and understanding how the universe is working. Then you take that and you apply it to the 42, you know what I'm saying? And then here's the boom. I'm gonna tell you right now, you the type of person when you read that and you get that, you're gonna accomplish like I'm already doing this. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, the next interview, I'm gonna have one all white and I'm gonna be glowing like
it's just judging yourself. You know what I'm saying? Going through and just you judging yourself if you know whatever it is. I didn't, whatever it says. I'm just giving you an example. Let's just say if I didn't, do not curse. When you come back later on, you just re-examining yourself. I did not curse. It just all it's doing is it's just, you know what I'm saying, molding you to have what we call good character. Like what we say in the Yoruba culture, Iwa Pele, gentle character, and Iwa Riri, good character. And that's all it is. We you know, you developing that good character, you know what I'm saying? Where now when you amongst your brothers and your sisters, you know what I'm saying, you know how to respect them. You know how to, you know how to treat your children. You know how to treat your neighbor. You know how to treat, you know what I'm saying, your significant other. You know,
That's right.
etc. You know what I'm saying. Just moving in the right accordance, man. You know that's all, man. But for people who may want to reach you, brother, where can they find you at, man? Give us all your social media handles.
I mean, what is my stuff? At the official P Smoove on Instagram is official P Smoove, and you know, official. I know y'all smart people know how to spell. So official, and then PSMOOVE. No, Facebook is my real name, or basically PJ Pegler, PJPEAGLER. But just they follow y'all, they'll find me.
Yes, sir. Yes,
They
sir.
follow y'all, they'll find me.
I definitely put them on you, put them right in your direction, man. If they need you, man.
Right.
But man, we greatly appreciate you, man. We appreciate you coming on, man. Warrior
Pleasure's
Scholars,
mine,
man.
brother.
No doubt, man. We definitely enjoyed it. Definitely gonna have you back on here pretty soon. You know, I'm definitely gonna, give you son math, you know what I'm saying? And ain't that what the New York people say, that math, son? I'm gonna
What's your math, bro?
The math.
Yeah.
New York people are the most cocky, conceited people I ever met in my life. Every one of my homeboy, one of my best partners from New York. I'm like, I can't stand you.
Yeah. Listen. They say if you make it in New York, you can make it anywhere, because New York could kill anything. You know what I'm saying?
I believe
So,
it.
if you can do that, you can do anywhere. But yeah, and for the Team RBG folk, Team RBG, we already talked about that Black State of Emergency project, that self-love track. He already signed on, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So he gonna be on that track with Gaddafi, myself, and Ibaka. You know what I'm saying? On that self-love. We got 12 other tracks on there for the people coming up through. So don't forget, get your gumbo. And then remember, Black State of Emergency is on its way. And my brother right here, P Smoove, will be on that project.
Yeah. You see him shaking his head. So we got this on film, bro. We got this on. When you say I didn't say that, we already got. I'm gonna show everybody the footage.
I'm gonna say that's AI. I'm sorry, I wasn't even there. I wasn't even there that day.
Yeah.
Oh man, no. We definitely, I definitely appreciate this being my first time being able to be a guest host, a co-host on here, and for you to be the real guest on here, and for me to play my little bit of part in here. Thank you, brother Kofi, and thank you, P Smoove, for allowing me to spend this time with y'all and get my fun in right now, because this is my thing. Right. So thank you.
That's right. That part.
Yes,
that part. It's a pleasure, man. Honor and a pleasure, man. I can't even express how thankful I am, bro, and especially to meet y'all brothers. And I want to tell you like this: it's something that we don't do a lot, but I love y'all, brother. I love you, for real. I love you, brother.
For
you
sure.
know what I mean? And I tell that to people all the time. The niggas be like, much love. I'm like, oh, nigga, you scared to say you love me, nigga? What's up, man? I'm like, come on, we black men, homie.
Right.
Black men.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
That's big, because I teach my son the same thing. Don't be like everybody else. It's okay for black men to tell other black men that they love you. It's rare now, but I'll tell a black man in a minute, and I tell my son, I love you. You know, I love you.
See, say it like that.
I love you.
Yeah, if you say it like that, don't be like, I love you. You be like, what you mean? What you mean by that?
And you gotta watch how you say that in Atlanta, bro. You gotta watch how you say that.
Hey, no, listen, I lived in LA. Man, I don't know if y'all, West Hollywood is the place. The place that's rainbow power.
Yeah.
But they're cool. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't on that homophobic stuff, bro. I really I like good people, bro. I just love good people. Okay, nothing about nothing. As long as you're a good person, I ain't saying I ain't got to support everything you do, but I love good people. If you're a good, genuine person, that's all I care about, homie. And then you always have respect for me. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we out of here, y'all. And we're gonna leave y'all with freedom. And we'll be back next week, man. We got 2 shows next week. We got Oluwaseyi with the guest host Obafemi. And then we got Sunday, we got OBF, the what is it? Only Black Family Community. What is it called? What is the group?
Official Black Fathers Committee.
Yeah, Official Black Fathers Committee. Another dope artist as well. With Sun Da GR8. Sun will be back with us on that one as well. You know what I'm saying?
They out in Arizona too.
Yeah,
they out in Arizona. So they out west.
Yeah. So
doing major things.
Yes, sir. Well, we out of here, man. Y'all peace, man. And we out of here, man. And we'll see y'all.
Oh, one more thing. Hey, one more thing, real quick. One more quick. Well, if y'all tap in with me, I got something coming up too because I got my nonprofit starting off. It's called Mama, spelled MOMMA, making our men again. But it's not just for men though. It's for everybody. It's for a community. But it's Mama is the backbone. We have to protect Mama, so that's why I call it Mama. You know what I mean?
No. That's proper.
But yeah, let's tap in because I want to get with y'all on that too, man. But it's already in the works, getting everything situated for that. But
yeah. Just hit us up, man, and shoot. Maybe, man, once you get everything off the ground, man, and whatever you need from us, man, we'll definitely be able to work. And once you get it off the ground too, as well, man, if you want to come back and talk about it, man, just hey, Kofi, man, I need to come back and I'm gonna make sure to make it happen, man. We can get on here, man. We can chop it up and talk about it, man, and let the people know.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna call you every day then.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna answer my phone every day then.
I'm ready. You ready? You got 5 minutes to go live.
Hey, listen,
I ain't gonna go live with you. You can talk.
The people need to. I'm gonna put a Kanye. No, you can hear this.
Hey, listen, make a commercial, make an audio, put it on MP3 and send it to me, and I'll play that every day throughout the day on Vengeance Radio. That will happen.
For sure. You know man, good looking, man. Good looking, bro. So much love, for real.
Yeah. All right,
hey, I love you, brother. I love you.
Love y'all, brothers, man.
Love y'all, man.
Real. Real.
Let's get that freedom.
Let's
get freedom and free.
Freedom.
Throw your fist in the air one time a year. To all my motherfucking people, by time we get them. If we ain't playing with this nigga no more, we wanna. This gonna be cool, little problem, but we out getting them. Cause it's a war going on outside. Yeah, there's a war going on outside. Nowhere to hide, no matter the risk you take to avoid it, you stick alive. The pride that's set aside, the violence is individual. There's guys in different ways that they burn on the cross ritual. The chemical, they drop from the planes and slowly killing us. We dropping little more in Chicago to kind of speed it up. Keeping up, war on each other, keeping the sleeping tour. Making things more harder for me while waking my people up. Giving up and in my credential, cause I done seen enough of pressing on my people. Now it's time to let these spirits up. Strengthen the mind and sooner enough revolution spread. Opportunity to revolt without bloodshed. They kind of talk making the people scared. And they just praying that we don't catch you bringing that turn from the dead. But we ain't coming hunting for your heads. One word would be enough said. Give us some motherfucker. Now throw your fist in the air one time a year. Yeah, they want us dead or a jail, but we coming for. Yeah, only time to tell when we prevail, we here, we taking up. Shit, cause it's a war going on outside the war. Now it's time we start cracking down on the oppressive task force. Let these people know it's equality, yo, it's war. Harder to understand for the people that can't relate. No matter the circumstance, we speak love, not hate to debate. Until you're gray, until you're blue in the face. No matter how you throw it up, it all come down to race for your weight, staring you dead in your face. You think you're a Terminator, wait till we activate. You will say your waiting days are over. The bold black man is in the fate, and we ain't going for shit. So don't try to put us to rest. The best and our people is coming to fruition. And soon we'll be sufficient enough to optimize the system. Then it's time for some reconstruction. Make the system work for us in the time we'll all be living luxury. I can vision standing in their conference. Break it down, not the man's be boys, break it like in the function.
Now first off, all of our kids should be awarded full scholarships to colleges with proper GPAs, no matter what the curriculum. Also, we should be awarded all proper and necessary resources to build black and or other so-called minority banks, schools, hospitals, youth recreational centers, so on and so forth, which should be government funded to qualified candidates appointed by the people for the people. We We also would like full and straight prosecution to those who continue to discriminate and therefore oppress against our people based on race. We want freedom. Got a chance to get that freedom. Still fight for freedom.
Throw your motherfucking fist in the air, yeah. Raise your fist in the air one time and yeah. Yeah. They want us dead in the jail, but we coming for. Only time to tell when we prevail, but here we coming for. Yeah, cause there's a war going on outside, nowhere to hide from them. Yeah, raise your fist in the air one time and yeah. They want us dead in the jail, but we coming for. Only time to tell when we prevail, but here we coming for. Yeah, cause there's a war going on outside, nowhere to hide from. Peace Smoove. Smoothest nigga in the game. Yeah. It's the war going on outside.